So here we are in the eyes of a TI. What the Gangstalker's purpose is to make you think that the things that you are seeing are not really there. So there's times where you may look outside and you see somebody sitting in your car or sitting next to your car or walking around. You go out there and of course you don't see anybody. So you basically just brush it off. And they do that for some time before real people get into action and begin doing the things that you assume is not really happening, which is there is live people that is breaking into your home, that is poisoning your food, that is fucking with your shit, that is ruining your lives. Those are real people. There's times where you look outside and there's real motherfuckers in your car. But because your mind is trained to think that you're not seeing what you're seeing, you walk away. And they know that this is what will happen. Now I come out here at random times and just take video, and it is definite that motherfuckers are stupid. Now, in that tree over there, it could be real live people. It could be those holographic images that they portray. But after a while, it does get very, very uncomfortable because it's just not a way of life, okay? Being a gang stalker is not what their life was intended to be. They were forced into it. They had no choice. They had to basically do it. In the eyes of a TI, you see so many things and you always wonder what the fuck is going on. Why this is happening to you? Why? I remember one time I woke up and I had two tiny little dots on my finger with a little heart sketched into it. And it was a scar. It was a scab. A scab. Now, for two tiny, tiny little dots and a heart to get etched in on my skin is unbeknownst to me. And I'm still baffled about a lot of shit that I have experienced going through this, being that I have not exactly yet conquered my goal. In the eyes of a TI, everyone is suspect no matter who they are. A simple word of advice for anybody going through being targeted. It is an overwhelming experience for any one person to go through at any one time. And my best advice to those of you who are experiencing the hurtful, the deceitful, the betrayal, the just fuckery that goes on within gangstalking, covert harassment, is to sit back and to not hold hate and anger in your heart. And that's what I try to do every single day that something goes on. The best thing for a person to do is to just mental note it. Because it don't matter, you could write it down, you could take a picture, you could take a video, but in less than a second after you've stuck that video, it's already pixelized and fucked up. You can't see, it's blurry. It's just what they do. Because they know what they're doing is wrong and they cannot get caught. They cannot get caught. Through the eyes of TI, you just have to know that your life is more important. If you have children, your children's lives are more important. And you have to take the proper steps to assure that your life is important also. What confirmed me was not only my own findings before I even knew what the fuck gangstalking was, but mine remains, rest in peace. Myron Mays. When I heard him talk on YouTube, he was my confirmation that what I was going through was actually real. Because although I knew I wasn't crazy, the shit that I was experiencing was beyond me. My dog was scared to go outside. A dog who loves to play and run outside did not want to go outside. And that was confusing to me, because at that point I knew that something was definitely wrong. Now, every time you go outside, you're looking left, you're looking right, and you're trying to figure out who's watching you. At this point, you just sit back and just let matters be. Because for whatever reason, God has chosen us to endure this pain, this hurtfulness. It's because we are stronger than what they think we are. Okay? And you don't want to end up in a crazy home. You don't want to end up dead. You don't want to end up in jail. There's plenty of times that they will test your faith as a person and as a human being. And what you need to do is think twice before you do anything that could be disruptive to your life. It's never okay for this type of treatment to be going on. And it's not just going on with me. It's going on with a lot of people. It's went on with a lot of people that haven't had a voice to say or are stuck in a mental institute. Ghetto boys. One person says, I often drift when I drive. Having fatal thoughts of suicide. Can't keep a heady stead because I'm nervous. Can't keep a steady head because I'm nervous. Every Sunday morning I'm in service. And I remember one time I'm driving and I had my kids in the vehicle and I could not for the life of me keep my eyeballs open. My eyelids were just shutting down and they would not let me stay open. I had to pull over and I had to get a hotel room for that night. We were just going from one city to the next. Now, that was bothering to me because my whole life I stayed driving, you know? And it was just very concerning that something like this was happening. You have to read and you have to keep reading and dig deeper into things because some of the stuff that you see are the gangstalkers making you believe that what you're seeing is what it is. You just have to know that every day is a new day of bullshit that may happen to you. You know, it's also a concern that no one is doing anything about it. So I feel like we as targeted individuals need to come together and work